Do you speak English? Yes, I do! Let's practice together!
St. Louis Police Department.
Hi. I think I just saw George Collins, the bank robber.
Okay, sir. Can you tell me what he looks like?
Let's see. He had brown hair. He was a big guy, large build, and looked kind of overweight.
Did he have facial hair?
Yes, he had a mustache.
Did you notice anything else?
Oh yeah, he had a spider tattoo on his arm.
Sounds like it could be him.
Vermont Police Department. This is Sergeant Ames.
Sergeant, this is Officer Klein. I think I see that kid, the boy who went missing a couple of hours ago. I want to make sure it's the right kid, though.
Okay, I've got the bulletin right here.
Blonde hair, thin, about 7 years old?
Yeah, that's right. What's the kid wearing?
Jeans, red t-shirt, and white sneakers. He wears glasses, right?
Yes, you'd better grab him and confirm.
Will do.
Okay, sir. What was the item that you lost?
My briefcase. I set it down here. I closed my eyes for a minute, then it was gone.
What was in the briefcase, sir?
My wallet was in there with all my credit cards and my checkbook.
Was there any cash in it?
Just a couple of dollars.
Did you notice anything suspicious while you were sitting here?
I saw nothing. Whoever took it was totally silent.
Let's go over what happened. You were standing in line, and then what?
The man ran by and grabbed my purse. He went right out the door after.
Can you describe the purse, ma'am?
Well, it was made of leather. It's pink with 2 shoulder straps.
Is it large?
No, it's pretty small.
You said the purse was pink.
Yes, sort of a light pink.
Okay. What is the value of the purse and its contents?
Oh, I don't know. The purse itself isn't valuable, but I had at least $300 in it.
Excuse me, officer. Can you help me for a second?
Oh, sure. What do you need?
Well, I'm here on vacation. I'm looking for the Grand Hotel.
It's not far from here, only a few blocks.
Okay. So what's the best way to get there?
Go down Park Street until you get to the bus stop.
Okay, then what?
Cross Baldwin Avenue. It's just after the bus stop. The Grand Hotel will be on your right.
Great. So it's not far at all. Thank you, officer.
Dispatch, this is Unit 20. I'm heading to the grocery store call, but I need directions.
What is your location, Unit 20?
I'm on a side street. It's Merrill Avenue.
Okay. Tell me the cross street at your next intersection.
I just arrived at the intersection of Merrill Avenue and Hill Street.
I see where you are, 20. Continue on Merrill Avenue.
Will do. The grocery store is on this street?
Correct. It's Anderson's Grocery. It'll be on your right.
We have a code 357 in East Liberty. Officer needs backup. Please respond.
5963 responding.
5963, are you in the area?
I'm currently on Aiken at 19th Street and heading west.
Proceed to 24th and Aiken immediately. Suspect is fleeing the scene on foot.
I'm on my way right now.
Suspect is a Caucasian male in a black jacket and brown pants. About 6 foot tall, heavy-set built.
Got it. 5963 out.
Do you know why I pulled you over?
No, officer, I don't. Was I speeding?
No. You failed to stop at a stop sign 2 blocks back.
Oh, no, I'm really sorry about that. I didn't even see it.
I'm going to have to give you a citation. Can I see your license?
Of course. Here it is, officer.
Please remain in the vehicle while I fill out the ticket.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you explain what happened?
Sure, officer. I was stopped. Then the light turned green and I stepped on the gas.
Was the intersection clear?
I didn't see any vehicles in it at that time.
What happened next?
I entered the intersection. Right then, I saw a truck coming at me.
What did you do?
I slammed the brakes. He did too, but he still hit me. He crashed into my passenger side door.
Oh, officer, I'm so glad I found you.
Are you all right, miss?
No, not at all. Someone just stole my purse.
All right, try to calm down. Did you see the person who stole your purse?
No, it was very crowded. I just felt someone bump into me. Then my purse was gone.
What did you have in your purse?
Some personal items. A little money and my ID.
Okay. Well, don't worry, miss. We'll do what we can to find the pickpocket and your purse.
Ms. Clemens, I have one more question about the burglary.
Certainly, officer. I'm happy to help.
Good. Who knows where you keep the room keys?
Well, besides me, the maintenance and desk staff.
In these cases, the thief is usually someone who knows the place well.
What do you mean?
I think a staff member was involved.
Oh, no, I don't think so. I trust everyone who works here.
I'd still like to talk to your employees.
Very well. I'll call them in right away.
Please take a deep breath, Miss Hernandez, and tell me what happened.
Okay, officer. I was returning to my hotel, and a man suddenly came up behind me.
What did he look like?
I don't know. He wore a mask over his face, but I know he had a knife.
Are you hurt?
No, he didn't cut me. He just held the knife out and demanded money. So I gave him my cash and ring.
Well, I'm glad you're all right. You did the right thing.
Officer, please help me. A taxi driver took my luggage. My passport is in it.
Calm down, sir, and tell me what happened.
The driver refused to remove my bags from the front seat. He said I owed him double the normal fare.
And then what?
Well, I didn't pay him. And then he just drove off.
Did you get the driver's ID badge number?
I don't think he had identification.
In that case, I'm not sure how much we can do. In the future, be more careful. You can't trust unlicensed taxis.
Wasn't that bulletin about a stolen Charlotte Impreza?
Yes, a tourist left it running outside a gas station.
It was a white rental car, wasn't it?
I think so. Let me see. Yes. Why?
Doesn't the car in front of us fit the description?
That's it. Do you think we can recover it without an incident?
As long as those kids don't start a high-speed chase.
I'll radio the patrol up the street to get a spike strip ready, just in case.
Some officers are complaining about the zip ties.
I can see why. We have better options for restraints.
You don't think they're our best option? They're so lightweight you can carry a dozen at a time.
True. That's their main advantage.
That and they're cheap. We can buy 50 or 60 for the price of one pair of handcuffs.
Sure, that's something else they have going for them.
And they're durable. I could go on and on. So, what are their downsides then?
The biggest downside is that they're difficult to put on correctly when you only have one hand free.
I see your point.
I can slap handcuffs on a suspect with one hand and have my other one free. I feel a lot safer and more in control that way.
True, that's a major plus.
And in my book, that outweighs all their negatives.
I'm really impressed with the new cruisers.
Me too. The engines are much more powerful than those in the old patrol cars.
Tell me about it. They're capable of going from 0 to 60 in 3 seconds.
It'll be hard for suspects to get away from us now.
That's for sure.
I also like the new mobile data terminals. They're very easy to use.
I agree. The records and reports show up much faster.
Exactly. No more waiting for headquarters to radio back.
And I have to say, I feel a lot safer too.
Oh, you mean because of bulletproof windows and the enhanced barrier?
Yeah. The manufacturer says the glass doesn't just stop bullets, it's actually able to protect us from explosions.
Sounds good to me.
Tell me what happened today when you discharged your firearm.
Yes, sir. I arrived at the scene of the robbery and exited my cruiser.
It says in the report the suspect drove his van directly toward you.
Correct. I thought he would hit me, so I moved to the side of my car and signaled him to stop.
And he continued to drive toward you.
Exactly. Since he failed to heed my order, I thought it best to draw my pistol.
That's when you fired?
Negative. I decided to give a verbal warning first. Then I fired a shot at his vehicle.
And that is when he swerved and crashed into a tree.
Correct. I didn't know if he was armed, so I approached the vehicle with my weapon drawn.
Did you fire any additional shots?
Negative. That wasn't necessary. He was unarmed and cooperated.
Officer Benton, did you receive training on the use of force continuum?
Yes, I did.
And do you feel that your use of pepper spray on Mr. Henry was appropriate?
Yes, I do.
How could it be appropriate when Mr. Henry wasn't even armed?
Well, when I arrived on scene, Mr. Henry was shouting loudly and appeared to be threatening his neighbour.
And what did you do?
First, I gave Mr. Henry a verbal command to stop shouting and sit down on the curb.
And did he comply?
He did not. In fact, he became louder and more agitated. At that point, I tried to restrain Mr. Henry using soft hands, but he resisted and became combative.
What did you do next?
After that, I felt I had no choice but to use the pepper spray.
All units, we have a code 3.
This is 22, go ahead.
22, an officer is injured. 11-99.
All right, location?
That's 576 Rex Road. 11-99.
576 Rex Road, copy. I'm right there.
There is a 459 in progress.
22 is on scene.
22, suspects are 2 males. First suspect, 5 foot 10 inches, 200 pounds. Short brown hair, wearing jeans and a white t-shirt.
Copy.
Second suspect, 6 foot 1 inch, 190 pounds. Long blonde hair, worn in a ponytail, wearing jeans and a blue t-shirt.
Any weapons?
Suspect 2 carrying a semi-automatic. Unknown whether suspect 1 has a weapon. Code 4 now, 22. Stay in contact.
Officer Frederick, I'm glad you're here.
I came as soon as I could. The traffic was bad.
I know. I wish the ambulance would hurry up and get here. This guy is in pretty rough shape.
Looks like it. What can I do to help until the ambulance arrives?
Well, he has a pretty big cut where he hit his head on the steering wheel. We'll need to sterilize it.
Okay.
I'll get the alcohol while you apply pressure to the wound.
Sure.
Let's take a look. Oh, that doesn't look too bad.
No, it's not as bad as I was expecting. The bleeding stopped, I think.
Yeah, I think now is a good time to sterilize the wound. You can hold back his hair while I swab the area.
I wasn't expecting traffic to be this bad.
Me neither. But the lights went out at least half an hour ago.
True. Where should we go to direct traffic?
I think one of us should be at the intersection of 2nd and North Street.
North Street? I'm not familiar with it.
It's not a main road, but it's usually pretty busy.
Okay. Why don't you go to that intersection?
Will do. Where will you be?
I'll stay here and direct the flow of traffic toward Carroll Street.
That makes sense. Traffic should move well on Carroll since it's a one-way.
That's what I was thinking. Oh, and before you go, don't forget your reflective gear.
Good point. The fog doesn't make this any easier.
Are you willing to make a statement on what you saw here, ma'am?
Yes, officer.
Do you know that it is your duty to give a truthful testimony?
Oh, yes, of course.
Okay. What can you tell me about the suspects?
Well, one was tall and the other was short. I'm pretty sure one of them had a gun.
Did you notice what they were wearing, ma'am?
They were both wearing black sweatshirts.
Okay. I need you to think hard now. This is important. Was it the tall or the short suspect that was holding the gun?
The taller one was holding the gun. The shorter one had a red backpack.
Did you notice anything else about the suspects? Did they say anything as they ran by? Maybe you saw their faces.
No, they just ran by me so quickly. That's all I remember.
OK, so you lost a camera, yes? Where did you last see it?
At the museum. I must have left it on a bench after taking some pictures.
How long was it before you noticed it was gone?
I checked my bag an hour after I left and it wasn't there. I went back, but there was no sign of it.
Did you ask the museum employees about it?
Yeah, but they didn't notice anything.
Well, we can post it in the lost and stolen section of our website. You'll have to provide proof of ownership.
I have the original receipt and my name is printed on the side of it.
OK. We'll also have to post your contact information.
That's fine. The phone number you have will work. Can you say something about a reward?
I can mention it in the form. How much?
I'll give $60 to the person that returns it.
So, what happened out there, Officer Grimes?
I was on patrol. I observed a group of people arguing. So I went up to see what the problem was.
You know you're supposed to wait for backup when several people are present.
I only encountered 3 at first, and then 3 more came around from the back.
Did they attack you?
No, they were fighting each other, 3 against 3.
Did they have weapons?
One of them had a baseball bat, but no guns.
A witness said you drew your weapon.
I did. The situation was very intense.
That's precisely why you should have waited for backup. If this happens again, there will be consequences.
I understand. It won't happen again.
I'm so glad you're here, officer. That kid ruined most of my business for the night.
What exactly happened here tonight, Mr. Stein?
Well, officer, that tourist was in here all evening. He was clearly becoming very drunk.
What did you do?
I refused to give him another drink. That's when he got really angry.
And what happened then?
He yelled insults at my customers and knocked over a table full of glasses. Then he went outside and started throwing things at the windows. He kept yelling the whole time.
Well, I think we've got him under control now.
Are you going to arrest him?
We'll definitely charge him with disturbing the peace. With all that yelling, we can probably get him for a noise violation and disorderly conduct too. Thank you for your time, Mr. Stein.
What's going on? I have to catch a plane. Why won't you let me through?
I'm sorry, sir, but we found a switchblade in your luggage.
Well, that's just a gift that I'm bringing home for my brother.
Where did you obtain the knife?
I bought it at a street fair yesterday. Look, this is silly. I'm not going to hurt anyone with it.
Sir, do you know that it's illegal to bring concealed weapons in or out of Costa Havana?
It's just a souvenir. I didn't realize it was such a problem.
I need you to come with me, sir. I have a few more questions to ask you.
Why? I don't understand what I've done wrong.
Listen, sir. You can either answer my questions or the police can take you into custody right now. It's your choice.
All right, fine. I just don't want to miss my plane.
Darren, I don't want to tell you again. Sit down and answer my questions.
Why? I didn't do anything. You should arrest Paul.
I'll talk to Paul in a moment. In the meantime, you need to stop yelling.
This is ridiculous.
What caused the fight between you and Paul?
It was his fault. He was trying to start a fight all night.
The witnesses said that you pulled out a knife.
I told you, he started it.
Well, Darren, you're in some serious trouble too. You committed an assault with a deadly weapon.
What? I never even touched him. He threw a glass at my face.
Calm down, Darren. You threatened to hurt him. That's enough to send you to jail.
I don't believe this. I didn't do anything wrong.
Good morning, Officer Talbot. Let's talk about this lawsuit.
OK. What do you think about it?
Well, the report says that you used your CEW. Did you try less forceful methods first?
Yes, I did. He ignored my verbal commands, and it was too dangerous to try empty hand control.
So, was he presenting a physical threat to anyone?
Oh, definitely. He had a baseball bat, and he threatened to use it on the store clerk.
Then it sounds like you used an appropriate level of force.
There was nothing else I could have done.
Here's the problem. He hit his head on the floor after you shocked him.
I know, but he can't claim that I used excessive force. He had a weapon, so I was authorized to use a weapon to protect myself and the other people in the store.
Hi, Tom. You're back early.
We had a great night. 6 arrests.
How many of those were first-time offenders?
There were only 2 that we've never arrested before.
That's good. It looks like we're really making progress.
Yes, we are. But then there are those repeat offenders. You won't believe who we picked up tonight.
Oh, no. It wasn't Becky Stiles, was it?
No, I actually heard she cleaned up her act after she got out of prison. No, it's Iris Fenton.
Iris Fenton? Wow! Isn't this her 3rd or 4th arrest?
Actually, it's her 5th. She's in a lot of trouble.
No kidding. I bet she gets a few years in prison this time.
Yeah, it's sad. I'm glad we caught her, though. Maybe this will scare her into changing her ways.
So, which constable do you think deserves to be promoted to sergeant?
I think that Constable Henry is the best choice.
Really? Why is that?
Well, he's been with the department for 3 years, and he has a strong endorsement from his supervisor.
That is true. However, I'm not sure he has the necessary leadership skills for being a sergeant.
He did lead a group of officers during a recent operation.
And he did quite well. But I'm not convinced he could lead on a daily basis.
Who do you think would be a better candidate then?
I'd go with Constable Wilson. He's consistently shown leadership when on assignments.
No one can argue with that.
Second, he's been with the department for 5 years. It seems it's about time for him to rise up the ranks.
What do you think about Constable Yates, our final candidate?
She is also an excellent choice.
My concern with her is that she is just too new.
Right. So, it's Constable Wilson then.
Agreed.
The Commissioner wants us to move 12 officers from special operations to field operations.
What's the reason?
He wants a more visible police presence in the city's neighbourhoods.
So, he thinks we need more officers patrolling, right?
That's how I understand it. Right now, we only have 4 patrol cars for each zone.
Isn't that enough?
Apparently not. Due to the recent increase in property crime, he wants more officers out on the streets.
I see his point. That would result in fewer property crimes.
I'd think so.
But that only leaves 20 of us in special operations.
Right. So we have to think carefully about who we transfer.
I hope you aren't thinking about cutting the SWAT team.
Not a chance. We'd be ineffective in a serious terrorism or hostage situation.
So, the cuts will have to come from K9 and the bomb squad.
Exactly. We'll transfer 6 officers from each.
That should work.
Ma'am, state your full name as it appears on your driver's license.
Gina Linda Bannock.
You have been charged with drunken and disorderly conduct.
I want to call my lawyer now.
Ma'am, you will have a chance to do that once we finish processing you.
You can't do this to me. You are violating my rights.
Ma'am, I need to take your fingerprints at this time.
And I need to go to the toilet at this time.
You will be able to use the toilet when the officers arrive to escort you to the holding cell.
I can't wait until then. So just let me go now, okay?
Ma'am, let me repeat what I said. You need to wait until the officers can escort you.
Can't you please just let me go now? I don't feel very well.
No, that's final.
Whatever.
So, let's continue where we left off.
Fine. Let's get it over with.
Can you tell me what happened, sir?
I was standing here talking on the phone. My wife was in the bathroom.
Where is your wife now?
She needed to sit down and get a drink. She'll be back in a minute.
Go on.
My wife left her backpack by the wall. I saw the guy looking at it. He didn't know I was watching him.
Did he try to take the backpack?
Yes, he tried. But I ran up and took it away from him. He was surprised.
What did the suspect do then?
He ran off that way, through the crowd.
Did you see what he looked like? What was he wearing?
He was about 5'6". He had dark hair, a pale complexion, and a moustache. He was wearing a green raincoat.
It sounds like the guy we just picked up. Could you identify him if you saw him?
Probably.
We're going to ask you to do so. Way to stay alert. We'll put this guy away with your help.
Thank you, officer. I'm glad I can help.
Can I see your license and registration, ma'am?
Sure. Here you go.
All right. Do you know why I pulled you over tonight, Mrs. Coleman?
I don't know, actually. Was I speeding?
No, you were obeying the speed limit. But you ran a red light right back there at Hoyle Street.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even notice it.
Mrs. Coleman, I'm detecting the smell of alcohol on your breath. Have you been drinking tonight?
I had a couple of beers a few hours ago, but I'm not drunk.
I'm going to need you to step out of the vehicle, ma'am. We're going to make sure you aren't hiding any open containers.
You can't search me or my car without a warrant.
When you smell like alcohol, we can. That's grounds for suspicion of driving under the influence.
I'm going to call my lawyer.
Step out of the vehicle, miss.
I'm not drunk. I just had a couple of drinks.
We'll see about that. Get out of the car.
Okay. I'll do it. It's not that big of a deal.
We've got another forced entry burglary. Are you ready?
How can I help?
Well, the suspect broke in through the front. Look, the door is broken. Same as last time.
I see. Do you think it's the same suspect?
Could be. There are even the same markings of paint from the pry bar.
Any witnesses?
No, I spoke with the resident on the phone. He's on his way, but the neighbours aren't home.
What did you find inside?
It appears the suspect stole the television.
Any evidence?
There are traces of blood on the couch. He may have cut himself breaking in.
Should I tag it for the pathologist?
Yes. But first I need you to cordon off the front porch.
Will do.
And you'd better do the walkway as well. Those cigarette butts may be from our suspect.
Okay.
And when the others arrive, post someone out front. The media will be here soon.
Got it.
What's happening out there, Officer Knowles?
Things are getting ugly, sir. There's an angry crowd forming at the west entrance.
What? I thought we closed the west entrance after the game started.
We did, sir, but they're pushing through our barriers. There are more of them than we expected.
How is your squad responding?
We sent a mounted unit over there, but it's not doing much good. The fans are throwing bottles at the officers.
Well, it sounds like we need something more serious. Is the truck with the water cannon ready?
Yes. It's standing by for your order, sir.
Good. Make sure your mounted officers are out of the way and then send the truck out there.
Yes, sir. Our backup unit is also ready with tear gas if needed.
I hope it won't come to that. Let's try the water cannon first. Report back to me in 10 minutes, officer.
Dispatch, this is 2402. I think I'm following a stolen car on Route 21 West. Wasn't there a green sedan with a broken tail light reported missing this afternoon? Over.
Affirmative, 2402. Did you get the license plate number? Over.
Affirmative. It's ELB 297. Over.
That's definitely the car. Can you apprehend the suspect? Over.
I'm attempting pursuit, but I think he spotted me. He's speeding up. Over.
Where are you? Over.
I just passed the Interstate 4 junction, heading west. He's going faster now. We're approaching 100 miles per hour. Over.
You're heading towards the high school. Can you apprehend him before you get there? Over.
I don't think so. He's pretty far ahead of me. Over.
End the chase, 2402. We can't have a high-speed chase putting kids at risk. Maybe he'll slow down if he sees you're not behind him. Over.
Roger, dispatch. Discontinuing pursuit immediately.
Put your hands behind your back, miss. You're under arrest.
But I didn't do anything.
Let me explain to you why you're being arrested.
I'm listening.
You're under arrest for breaking into a hotel room.
I didn't break in. I'm staying at the hotel.
Several guests witnessed you breaking a window to get in.
They're lying. That window was already broken.
A guest also reported several things missing from her room.
You can't prove that I took anything.
We'll see. Another officer is on her way to search you. If she finds those items, we'll also charge you with theft. So, at this point, I advise you to just cooperate and put your hands behind your back. I don't want to add resisting arrest to your charges.
Yes, sir. Will I go to jail?
I don't know what your sentence will be. I just know that you're under arrest, and your parents will meet you at the station.
Hello, sir. I see that you were arrested for breaking and entering. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's it.
May I please have your full name and date of birth?
Paul Theodore Robinson, January 5th, 1988.
All right. Do you have a driver's license?
Yeah, it's in my wallet, but the cop took it.
Your arresting officer gave us your personal items, so I have your wallet right here. Is the address on this license current?
I think so. Does it say 485 Elm Street?
Yes. Now I'll also need an emergency contact with a phone number.
My emergency contact is Linda Robinson. Her phone number is 483-555-2951.
And what's her relation to you?
She's my mother.
All right. Now, do you have any other personal property on you?
Not much. They took my wallet and cigarettes and keys away from me when I got arrested.
What else have you got on you?
I've got some cash in my pocket.
I'll need to confiscate that.
Oh, so you're going to take all my money too? That's just great.
There's no need to get upset. I guarantee that you will get all of your items back when your bail is granted.
Sir, can you confirm for me that this is your bag?
Yeah, it's mine. What's going on here anyway? Why did I get pulled out of line?
You were pulled out of line because of what is in your bag, and because of what you said.
Oh, what? The joke I made? All I said was, yeah, I'm going to take over the plane. Everyone knew I wasn't serious.
Listen up. You're in more trouble than you realise. To begin with, you attempted to bring several knives onto a plane in your carry-on bag.
Okay, that was just a mistake. I meant to pack them in my luggage and check it. But that's all it was, a mistake.
Doesn't matter. You tried to pass weapons through security and made a terrorist threat. And you
made a joke.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. There is no joking about this. Every potential threat is treated equally.
Look, I want to call a lawyer. Now.
That's a good idea. We'll get a phone.
Sir, Please remove all the contents of your pockets.
Fine. This is all I've got.
Looks like about 3 grams of marijuana.
It's not mine.
It's illegal to willfully possess marijuana in this country.
Yes, I know that, but it's not mine.
Do you have anything else on your person that I should know about?
I've got a pipe in my pocket.
Hand it over.
Okay, but that's not mine either. I was just holding on to it for a friend.
It's not about whether or not they're yours. You're willfully possessing them.
So it doesn't even matter if the drugs are mine?
Sir, you're best off keeping quiet at this point. You're under arrest for simple possession.
But that's ridiculous. I didn't do anything.
You have the right to remain silent, sir.
I know my rights. This is harassment.
No, it's not. You were in possession of a controlled substance. Turn around and put your hands behind your back.
So, what do you think about the Barlow case?
Seems to me it's pretty cut and dry. Just look at the evidence.
Yeah, but you know Frank Barlow's going to hire some defense attorney to get him cleared of the drug trafficking charges.
Well, all the physical evidence we found at the house says he's guilty. Innocent people don't just have 10 pounds of methamphetamine lying around their homes.
Not to mention the drug residue found on the scales and packaging. Those are pretty good signs of intent to distribute.
And don't forget the money we found. If that isn't proof that he was selling drugs, I don't know what is. He said his job was a car salesman. They just don't make that much cash.
Yeah, I guess it looks like the district attorney has an excellent chance of making the charges stick.
We did everything by the book and made sure we got the search warrant before going in. I just don't see any reason why he won't be convicted.
I'm so upset. I don't know what to do.
Calling the police was a good start. We'll help you figure out how to handle this, Mrs. Thompson.
All right, what can I do?
How about you give me a list of the items that are missing from your hotel room?
Everything that was in my travel pouch is gone. So that's my wallet and passport.
Did you have any cards in your wallet?
My debit card and credit cards.
Anything else?
Let's see. There was some cash, but not much. Oh, and my traveller's checks.
Okay. Well, considering all of these things are gone, you need to worry about identity theft.
That's really bad, isn't it?
We have ways of dealing with it. If I were you, I'd contact your bank and credit card companies to let them know what happened.
OK, and what about my passport?
Go to the embassy first thing tomorrow morning. They'll be able to get you a new passport and help sort this out.
So this is our victim.
Yeah, male, 40s, no question. It's a homicide.
Do we have a murder weapon?
No, not yet.
You know, from the looks of him, there might have been 2 murder weapons. Maybe even 2 attackers.
Why do you say that?
Well, it looks like there are several stab wounds. But look at that wound on his head.
Oh, yeah. You're right. It looks like he was bludgeoned with something.
Do we have an ID on this guy yet?
We do. He was a tourist. Officer Davenport is on his way to talk to his family at their hotel.
So what's our motive? Was it just a bar fight?
I asked the server if she'd seen anything. She said she saw him arguing with another guy in the bar earlier this evening.
It doesn't look like a robbery. They didn't take his wedding ring or his wallet.
No, I think it was just an argument gone very wrong. Would you mind calling the coroner's office again? They should be here already.
No problem. It looks like the TV crews are here. Do you want me to tell them to leave?
No, thanks. I'll do it. I want to keep them away so that no information gets leaked.